WWT presents Partner Spotlight.
Hello and welcome to today's Partner Spotlight, where we'll be highlighting Intel, a WWT partner supporting AI everywhere. They produce hardware and software solutions that support cloud architecture, data center modernization, and AI and analytics and IoT solutions. My name is Kate Miller. I'm a business development manager here at WWT, and I'm going to be your host for the day. Today we're going to be talking about solutions specifically geared towards our media, entertainment, and gaming customers. We want to focus on innovative solutions that are going to support the digital experience, the employee experience, and possibly, most importantly, the guest experience. So today I'm going to be joined by Kyle Lindsay. He is a principal architect with 25 years of experience and currently supporting our MEG customers, as well as Jen Adafala, a strategy consultant supporting cloud, edge, and data center solutions for our MEG customers.
Thanks, Kate. Looking forward to it.
Yep, thanks for the opportunity to be here today.
Yeah, we're excited to have you both. And later today, we're going to bring in Jordan Ide, sales manager for Cisco Meraki, supporting service provider customers, and Zach Klima, the founder and CEO of WaitTime, which is a computer vision solution and AI platform that providing solutions to MEG customers. So, Jen, let's go ahead and get started with you. Can you just talk me through some of your thoughts on where the MEG industry sits today?
Yeah, just to give some visuals before we start, imagine that you're walking into a stadium and you no longer have to wait in long lines for your food or beverages or going to the bathroom. You know exactly where your seats are. Or imagine that you are going into a theme park and everything is tailored specific for you. There's a little girl that's walking in with a princess dress on, and princess music starts playing, and a princess comes over and greets her. To me, these are things that are reality or becoming very future or near future reality today. And it's because of technologies like computer vision, artificial intelligence, and edge computing that are helping create these immersive experiences for our consumers. And we often hear about groundbreaking technology, so think a little bit more future out. And you take that stadium example, turn it into a stadium of the future, and now you have someone in the nosebleeds, or maybe not even at the event themselves, and they're on that field level watching the game, experiencing a 360 view, the crowd roaring around them. And the theme park example, so that little girl in the princess dress, she now becomes a princess. She's in a digital world with a castle around her, interacting with characters overall. So I guess that's where I see the media, entertainment, and gaming industry going. They're paving the path for these future technologies, but they're also leveraging those reality, the current technologies that are out there today, like the likes of computer vision with crowd intelligence and partnerships like WaitTime, as well as the backend infrastructure around edge computing for Intel, or with the likes of Intel, as well as like Cisco Meraki cameras.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the idea of the immersive experience. I would love to kind of be sitting at maybe a WNBA game, and I've just got my headset on, and the players are running past me on the court. I think that's really exciting. Kyle, I know you guys come from really kind of different backgrounds, so I'd love to hear your take on kind of the state of the MEG industry as well, and see where there's some similarities and where there's some differences.
Yeah, so definitely that the personalization is important. We work with several theme parks where you can imagine that you wear a particular sweater that ties to a particular house as part of a particular school, and you can imagine having the entertainment kind of customized to that type of experience. And it's also the interactivity. You've seen a big growth within, almost like a video game within a ride. You've seen some roller coasters where you actually have virtual reality headsets, completely changes the experience on the ride. You'll have other times where the video game is part of the ride itself. There's interactivity at several of the different theme parks. To build out those experiences in really rough environmentals, and have that consistently, because once again, we're talking about guest experience. These rides cannot go down. It really requires a very tight tech stack, which we obviously work with our theme park partners on. And then there's also this interesting merging of entertainment across the board. That's why we call it media, entertainment, or gaming, or MEG, right? Because you see a lot of the blending of the gaming companies into the entertainment companies, into the media companies.
Okay.
And them sharing these IPs and being able to then leverage it across from a theme park into a video game, into sometime soon a full immersive metaverse type experience. It's a really exciting time.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think a lot of the WWT customers out there right now might be well aware of our Advanced Technology Center, our ATC. Our newest addition to the ATC is our AI Proving Ground. And so can you talk to us just a little bit about how our AI Proving Ground is helping our MEG customers really turn some of these things into a real possibility and test out some of these solutions?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had our ATC for quite a while now, right? It was a very early investment, one of the fantastic investment by WWT. That expansion into the AI Proving Ground is really paying off for us. And really, for my side of the world in MEG, it's all about velocity, right? These are incredibly complicated systems, tech stacks to build out. When you start looking at what it takes to build out AI, generative AI, even in some of your classical AI, right? It is a very costly adventure for many companies. So what we're able to do is we're able to leverage the AI Proving Ground to provide velocity, to provide experimentation, kicking the tires for a lot of our partners. How can they actually go and test what would it look like to be able to talk into a computer, to build an image, to build a 3D asset, to then experience, right? What does that flow look like? We can do that today, and we are doing that today.
Yeah, and I think, it's great because we have all of that hardware ready to go, and sometimes that can be a pretty large investment for a customer who just maybe wants to test a solution to deploy that on their own. So the ability to help them through those solutions is pretty incredible and pretty powerful. Jen, I think a lot of what we see when customers are ready to deploy these solutions with WWT, they are looking to deploy them on-prem in a lot of scenarios and really kind of keep a lot of that data close by for latency reasons and other things. So can you talk to us a little bit about how WWT helps our MEG customers with this?
Yep. So if you think about computer vision, digital twins, or maybe even augmented reality, for those POCs or even kind of the in production to be successful, the testing and the proof of concepts all need to be done on site overall. And so in addition to the AI Proving Ground, we have developed these holistic solutions. We're kind of saying edge in a box type systems, 5G in a box, or even where there's edge computing on the devices themselves, like I mentioned, the Cisco Meraki cameras, and creating these holistic solutions that have are solved for the use case, kind of the back-end computing and the processing, as well as the connectivity, putting them all together. They're fully tested and validated, so they're as plug and play as possible at site. And you can start to see how that accelerates what you're doing today to start to see the ROI and the success of the use cases.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And the 5G piece that you mentioned, I think, is really a key piece because sometimes, especially initially and early on when they're testing some solutions, they may not want to deploy that on their network for different security reasons and other purposes like that. So it's really nice that we can kind of bring a separate connectivity piece to the table to help them get to that next state. So I think as we kind of work through some of these things, I think it's important to maybe talk through some of the challenges that our MEG customers are seeing. So Kyle, maybe we'll start with you on what are the challenges that are really impacting MEG customers that we're helping them overcome?
Yeah, I alluded to it a little bit earlier, is just the velocity, right? I mean, these are very challenging problems, and they're very new, right? A lot of the stuff we're working on really didn't fundamentally exist in its current kind of iteration even 2 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So just that experience, we've been doing this for a long time, so we can provide not only just kind of the mind capital, right, to be able to help our customers, the environment with our massive ecosystem of partners, Intel, obviously the huge member of that group within the ATC, and then the ATC Proving Ground, to be able to put all of that together to take a very specific outcome some kind of MVP that that the customer's trying to figure out. Hey, let's test out this. Let's see if we can get this to work. You put all of that together, and we're able to iterate on it very, very quickly and help them bring things to market, which really is what we're trying to do at the end of the day.
That sounds really good. Jen, how about you?
So just to, I guess, continue tying off of that challenge, which I fully agree with, I would say the media and entertainment and gaming, so we talked about them being more futuristic and innovative. So with this forward-thinking approach, we've come into situations where maybe that product is still in development or not even something that you can buy off the shelf. So it's about, I guess it makes that multi-OEM even more complex to create those holistic solutions for them within their sites, because there might be some development that's needed, or maybe a digital aspect, or maybe some integration of environments to really help them be successful, not only within that specific use case in that lab, but also scaling around the world from a global perspective.
Yeah, I think those are some pretty big challenges, and I do think WWT can really help kind of be the glue that ties all those pieces together. So thank you both so much for joining us. I think we're going to bring Jordan and Zach in and start to hear a little bit more about some of the specific solutions that are powered by Intel. But thanks for your time today.
Thanks, you.
Kate.
All right, so now we are joined by Jordan and Zach, who I introduced a little bit earlier today, and we're going to continue on the theme of, WWT and Intel everywhere, and really this better together story. And speaking of better together, I think that value has exponentially increased when we can bring additional partners like Cisco, Meraki, and WaitTime to the table as well, to really make these AI-powered solutions a reality. So, Jordan, tell us a little bit about how Meraki is approaching AI for the media, gaming, and entertainment industry.
Definitely, Kate. So I would say that when we think about the trends in AI, we probably need to take a step back and look at it a little bit more from a macro level. And I would say that there are 3 trends that we're really focusing on. Obviously, the AI boom, and how many times a day we now hear that word, AI, AI. It's everywhere. And so really focusing on, instead of what does AI mean, figuring out what does AI mean in terms of a use case, and so in terms of solving a business challenge. I would say number 2, in terms of Cisco Meraki's focus and approach to it, is also the cloud adoption that's been happening over the last 10 to 15 years. When I first started at Meraki about 6 years ago, it was a very difficult conversation to have with people of what does it mean to adopt to the cloud, and why would I move to a subscription platform? There was a lot of hesitancy around it, but I would say that people are really beginning to see the value in it because of how quickly you can scale and automate your business systems. And number 3 is, kind of at the forefront of everything is security and making sure that we're protecting user data and customer platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. That security piece is very, very key. And Zach, I think you're going to talk a little bit more about this, but, take us through WaitTime's approach for some of these AI solutions for Meg Industry.
Absolutely. So for us, it's all about privacy and anonymity when it comes to our computer vision. So when you hear AI and computer vision, you think that they're watching you, or it's Big Brother, or whatever you think, Skynet. And so for us, it's about making people feel comfortable that WaitTime is here to help you, right? And so our big thing is the anonymity aspect of our video is completely anonymous. We're tracking the difference of pixels when it comes to our crowd management solution. So it's really all about the ethical use of AI and the anonymity of data. So that's the approach that we take, is really to make people feel comfortable. As you say, it was hard to even talk about it years ago. But for us, we started about 10 years ago, and it was completely foreign. And especially you throw in AI, it made people feel uncomfortable. So the anonymity and the privacy aspect is something that we really are full force on when it comes to what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both are really kind of spot on here, right? There's the need for ethical AI, responsible AI, secure AI, and all of that comes together when we can kind of wrap all these solutions together and bring them together. And that data piece is so important, but it really has to be the right data. That data has to be accessible, and it has to be, you don't want to be giving the wrong people access to the wrong data as well. So the data piece is extremely important here. And Jordan, I know Meraki has had a big focus on data collection, right? Whether it's cloud architecture data collection or Meraki cameras or IoT data collection. So, talk to us a little bit more about how you guys are approaching the data gathering and data control.
Definitely. Well, a big conversation in the market right now is Cisco's acquisition of Splunk and bringing in kind of those data lakes of information and figuring out how we can output that into our dashboard to help our users make more intelligent decisions about their businesses. And when I think about the partnerships that we have in the market and more of that solution selling strategy that we're really focused on today, I think of partnerships like ours with WaitTime. And when you take a step back and think about the history of both companies, we were both disruptors in the market. Cisco Meraki's been doing cloud architecture since 2006, before people even knew that they needed or wanted cloud. And we've really begun to see, again, that shift of people adopting cloud in kind of this later 2015 to 2020 era. And where I see WaitTime coming in as a strategic partner is that they were disrupting the crowd management space before we even knew that we cared about crowds and how to assemble crowds and how important it is to keep people moving along. And so when you bring two disruptors like that together, I think that you put the two best of everything together and kind of get this amazing solution. And when you partner it with WWT and Intel, it's kind of that entire solution offering that our customers are looking for with a pretty bow on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And being able to kind of be first to market or early on in that path makes a big difference, because you're really able to uncover the challenges that are going to be run into quicker and then overcome them more quickly as well. So we have spent quite a bit of time today talking about, these solutions, about the power of Intel and AI everywhere. But I think we're ready to kind of see some of this fun stuff. So Zach, I would love for you to kind of take us through a little bit of a demo on what your platform is capable of.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the years, we've developed 4 computer vision algorithms, artificial intelligence algorithms, when it comes to analyzing crowds of people. So the reason why I started this company is I hate lines, I hate crowds of people. So let's create a solution around managing them to, as you say, keep people moving along. Now, being first to market is rough because people, they say no, and did I say no a billion times all the time. So for us, it was about don't hear no, hear maybe, right? And just keep forging along, as to your point earlier. So when it comes to what you're seeing on the screen here, these are the 4 algorithms that we've developed when it comes to all different types of environmental conditions when it comes to crowds. So there's going to be low ceiling heights, high ceiling heights, there's going to be wide area, there's going to be small areas. So as you're seeing here, we're developing constantly different sets when it comes to our algorithms, when it comes to different line formations, different crowd formations. So as you see here, we're looking at the difference of pixels. So going back to the anonymity aspect of WaitTime, the difference of pixels allow us to get an unprecedented level of accuracy. So we don't track Bluetooth, we don't track cell phones or Wi-Fi or LiDAR or facial recognition. We don't do any of that. We stay very far away from that due to accuracy and privacy and PII and all that good stuff. So we took the complete opposite approach to say, we're going to track the difference of pixels, about 24 frames per second, to allow us to get that high 90s level of accuracy. And so as we chipped away at this over the past decade, we became the world leader in this technology, especially when it comes to partnering with leaders like Cisco Meraki, WWT, and Intel when it comes to going to actual market to get past those objections and hearing no all the time. So as you see here on the screen, these are the 4 algorithms that are monitoring all different types of crowds at arenas and stadiums and convention centers and malls, with a lot of different use cases, as you talked about, Jordan, with solving an actual business problem, not just applying technology to apply technology, but applying technology that actually solves a real life problem. So this is a good example of a little bit of a grouping of our algorithms and what it looks like in real life.
And Zach, I think you touched on such a good point, but the businesses that are going to be successful in the next 5 to 10 years are going to be the ones that adopt that advanced technology and are using it to get down to what their critical business needs are and addressing those and solving them head on, rather than just continuing to try to stack technology and solving. Instead, let's go to the base or the root of what the problem is and figure out the simplest way to market in order to solve that.
Absolutely. And there's too many, to that point, there's too many people out there that they try to create this solution for a problem that they created, right? Hey, we have this amazing solution for this amazing problem that we actually are telling you. They're almost selling the problem as opposed to selling a solution to a real problem. So we took the opposite approach, that lines and crowds are a problem that's been in existence for thousands of years, and so that everyone can understand. You don't like crowds, you don't like crowds, I surely don't like crowds. Who likes to wait in line? So a real solution to a real problem.
Yeah, you never want to miss that game-winning shot.
That's right. That's right.
And I think, Jordan, you said it, but really early adoption is going to really be critical to give that competitive advantage to the MEG customers in today's environment, and really having kind of that look towards the future generations and all of those things as well. So I think that was really well put and really well said. And honestly, Zach, really impressive view with this video on what the true power of Intel really can be, and tying all of these partnerships together with Intel, WWT, Cisco, Meraki, WaitTime, and bringing something really important to the industry here. And so just to wrap things up here and really drive home kind of the importance of having that eye on the future, looking towards future generations. Generation Alpha is going to be driving the future of demand in these industries, creating those immersive experiences. And I think what's extremely important is choosing the right partner that can help you go from idea to reality and actually deploy these solutions to help the business move forward. And humbly speaking, I think WWT excels in this area, and that's due in large part to the incredible partnerships we have with Intel, Cisco, and WaitTime as well. So I invite all of you to go out to WWT.com, take a look at our ATC, and start poking around in our AI proving ground and thinking through those use cases that we can help you uncover and help you discover and then help you deploy. Thank you for your time today.